Hello everybody, Timothy Bailey with Project Learn and our video for today. We looked before in a previous video at prefixes and suffixes. Do you remember what those are? Prefixes and suffixes are the letters, or in the case of suffixes, sometimes small words that go at the beginning or the end of a word that change the meaning, perhaps slightly, perhaps greatly. Prefixes go at the beginning and suffixes go at the end. Well, today we're going to look at some examples of negative prefixes. Okay? And I have a couple examples to start us off. So I show you the picture. I want you to think of sort of the word that might go with the picture. Right? You could say things like smiling and stuff, but how does this person feel? This face, not really a person. Right? They feel happy. Right? So we can add a negative prefix to mean the opposite. Right? We have two choices when we talk about this picture. One is to use an entirely new word. So we could say the person is sad. Right? That's very descriptive of this person. But we could also use this word, the opposite, with a negative prefix. Right here, negative sort of meaning the opposite. So we could say this face is unhappy. The negative prefix, un. Okay, so we could say this means not happy. Let's look at another example. So looks like a cheeseburger. You can see the cheese in the hamburger and French fries. Very tasty. However, we might also say that this food is what? Compared to a salad or compared to vegetables and fruits, this food is very good. We're going to use the prefix un with healthy, and we're going to say this food is unhealthy. So fruits and vegetables, salad are healthy. Now we add un, this food is unhealthy. Okay, so not healthy. Let's look at some more examples. So other negative prefixes. So we just talked about the fact that un means not, or the opposite, right? So sort of the opposite of happy would be sad. Imagine you took a test and you saw this mark on the test. You could say this means right. We talked about this example in the other video. But we don't really have a prefix that we can put on right. We can't say unright or something like that. So we're going to use a synonym, a word that means the same thing or something similar. So the word correct. Typically when you see this is called a check mark. It means that you got that question correct. You got it right. However, if you see this mark or something like this would mean the opposite. Right? So what is the opposite using this word? It's not incorrect, but it is very close to incorrect. Change one of the letters. We're going to use the prefix in. So we are going to say incorrect. Any answers with this are incorrect or not correct. Okay, the opposite. Keep in mind, however, for prefixes in general, including the prefix in, not every time you see one of these prefixes is it a negative prefix. Okay, so prefixes can have more than one meaning, just like words, and words can be spelled with those letters even though they're not a prefix. So you do need to be careful of that. A good way to figure that out is to take off the prefix. So for example, if we took off in and we looked up correct in the dictionary, it'll give us a meaning because correct is a word by itself. For these examples, what I'm talking about here, if you take off the prefix, the word will not be in the dictionary. So it is not a word. Try another one. Here's an apple. This apple looks amazing. This apple has no flaws. This apple is perfect, we could say. And many times when people go to the grocery store, they try to find the perfect apple or the perfect orange. But what about this apple, which probably tastes just as delicious? The color's not quite perfect. Oh, I hit the button too fast. This apple is imperfect. So the prefix im is a negative prefix meaning not. So this apple is not perfect, though it is probably just as delicious. We have certain things that are legal matters, right, that are important for law, right? Things that are against the law or allowed by law. So, for example, in many places in the United States, it is legal, so allowed by the law, to fly kites on the beach. You can do this, right? If you go to a beach in Ohio, you can probably fly a kite on any of the beaches. Many beaches, however, if you can tell, you can't see it very well. This here in Lucy's hand is a firework. You know, fireworks, boom, into the sky. Well, many beaches in the United States, certainly the ones that I know around Ohio, it is not legal to shoot fireworks. When we did this, we were in South Korea, so it was legal. So what prefix can we add, right? This is a new one, so we're testing your knowledge of the new prefixes. Right? We can't say unlegal, we can't say illegal. We need to say illegal. We're adding IL, right? So the IL is the prefix, meaning not legal, right? If you see something that says it is illegal, that is something you should not do. Now, here's a book or a magazine. It has science fiction stories. Here's the word we're looking at now, so fiction. Do you remember what fiction means? Look at the cover here of the magazine, right? These are stories that are not real. They are made up. The author, such as Arthur C. Clarke, created these stories. Now, these magazines, National Geographic, have articles and things that are real, right? They are not made up. They are not created. So the people on the cover are real people, real places, real situation. They are facts. So what kind of writing can we use this word and the prefix to say that it is real, that it is factual? Good. We can say nonfiction. So nonfiction is not made up out of the imagination, as in over here. Okay. Try another one. So these people are all talking. Maybe they're at a business party of some kind. They're having conversations, right? Maybe they enjoy that. So we would say they are social, right? They are very social. They like chatting. They like talking to other people. Now, sometimes, however, people do not for different reasons. This person looks like they might be kind of sad, but this person doesn't want to be around other people. So again, we're going to take this word and we're going to add a prefix. And this is a very common one. The prefix anti, right? So not social, antisocial, right? Antisocial can mean you have a reason, such as you're depressed or sad about something, or you just don't like being around other people for whatever reason. Right? Antisocial. Antisocial, however, you do need to be a little bit careful. Antisocial does tend to have a negative or a pejorative meaning, right? Here's another one. This sign, this body language, at least in the United States, often can mean many things or a variety of things. But one of the things it means, right, is I agree, right? Someone asks you something, maybe your mouth is full because you're eating, so you do this thumbs up to show that you agree. Now again, adding another prefix to agree, we can mean the opposite. Maybe when you're eating and your mouth is full, you don't agree. What prefix can we use? What new word can we create to go with agree? If you said dis, you are correct, right? So we can disagree, right? Not agree, okay? All right, let's try a quiz. I have 3 sentences here to fill in some of the words we have been looking at. So this is someone talking, even though I forgot my quotation marks here. Even as your teacher, I do make mistakes. I am not what? I am something else. So what can we say? The teacher makes mistakes, right? The teacher is not. If you're trying to remember, think of the apple I showed you, the first apple. The teacher is not perfect. The teacher is, what is the word that means not perfect? Imperfect. Imperfect. Let's try another one. This is a customer at a bookstore and then the clerk at the bookstore. Where could I find a biography of Ida B. Wells? The clerk says that would be in the what section. So a biography, if you remember, is a true writing of the facts and the life of a person. In this case, Ida B. Wells, right? An amazing woman who changed some of the racist transportation laws in our country. So where would I find a biography about her? True facts about the story of her life. That would be in the non-fiction section. It is real. It is not fiction. All right, our last one. I am usually too busy during the day, so I often eat blank food for lunch. This may happen to you. I know for me, with going to college and work, often for lunch, I was too busy driving, going here, going there, so I had to stop at McDonald's and Burger King and these places to eat. What kind of food would we say? What word did we use? If you said unhealthy, you are correct. Unhealthy food for lunch. All right, I have a couple links for you as always, right? The first list is all some negative prefixes, many of the ones we looked at, with some more examples, words that use those prefixes and the opposites. And then this is a list of common prefixes in general that you can look at. I hope this was helpful. Next time you're using a word, think about if you can add a prefix to make the opposite. Thank you and have a great day.